Hello, my beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, catching a vibe, getting ready to do your July 2020 spreads. The reason why I rolled my eyes is because I saw the Nine of Swords and it looks like Sagittarius. Some of you guys are stressed out or somebody's stressed out about you, but we'll get into the energies. Regardless, for the newbies, welcome. It's a privilege and honor to read for you, connect with you, ascend with you. Please like, share, subscribe. It is much appreciated. And for the usual suspects that always like, share, subscribe, send their love. We've been ascending together for a while now. The channel's 2-year anniversary was in June. I know you guys missed me for June, but I appreciate your patience and the positive vibes you send me regardless. All right. I'm excited about getting into July. I'll be honest, I'll probably go live. I know I say that all the time, but I will go live because there's a lot of collective energy. There's a whole new energy that's coming in, right? A lot of indigenous tribes around the world look at this as a new year. And it's funny because a couple of sistrins over on the Patreon, they were telling me, because I was saying on there, like, I'm going through so much internally, which is what a lot of the daily readings and weekly readings I was offering were more about. It was more of this like internal reading more than this collective one. So very specific messages and a lot of these dark night readings and stuff like that. So there was a lot of internal work in June, but a couple of the sistrins were saying that there would have been no point to do the June readings because essentially it's an old energy, and that July 13th marks the new year for many cultures in different places around the world. So for many of you guys in the collective, or at least the one that I'm tapping into, I feel like you're in alignment with that. Like you feel like it's a new year or a new you or I'm hearing a new set of rules. So that's very much about new infrastructures that are a reflection of the new you. So a lot of you guys have been building in June. Now July has this build up energy because August is going to mark the beginning collectively, meaning everyone's going to feel and see this new timeline. And it is, I'll be honest, I was tapping into like Libra and Scorpio season. So like October, November, and I'll be honest, collectively, I see a lot of mass changes occurring, meaning we will in 20, 30 years be able to tell the kids that this was how it was before and it's no longer now. Like there is, because when I look at death energy, I see it as a permanent change. So that's what's transforming. So yes, there's the transformative part of death energy, but then there's also that finality, meaning you can't revisit something even if you tried. So like this no turning back type of energy. I feel like you guys have already been going through that. I feel like even June, it was like, what else is there to talk about with this karmic cycle? Like, it's like, it felt like beating a dead horse. So that's why I felt excited about tapping into July energies. I'll be honest, some of you guys are going to feel like it's a scam because you're going to go, what? This is the new cycle. It's a new karmic cycle. The new timeline is a new karmic cycle. And I'll be honest, because we're stepping into this new cycle awakened, there is a lot of triggers that the collective is going to be hit with. So in new relationships, you guys are going to be triggered with a lot of issues because there is no facade, there is no rose-colored glasses. You're awakened, and hopefully so is your partner, if at least it is on the new timeline. So there is none of this like, let's abandon the realistic nature of the relationship until it's unavoidable and we get hit with tower moments, which is that very karmic cycle, right? This is actually what I'm tapping into on the new timeline is the other way around, right? So it's all this so within, so without. It's all of this internal work that I feel like is happening between new relationships closest, like the relationships closest to you, whether they are reconciliations or brand new relationships. Guys, I need you to not self-sabotage because you feel like you're so programmed from the old timeline that you feel like if I'm dealing with these problems now, well, then it could only imagine how fucked up it's going to be later. Well, because that would be because most of the relationships, if not all of them, started off with this rose-colored glasses idea. And I'll be honest, guys, I'm feeling a lot of these manifestations of new relationships, and the next couple of months is going to be reading into why you guys want to abandon and sabotage something but aren't going to, because you know it's for your best interest. So trying not to run away from the triggers. Like I said, you guys are going to be triggered with things, right? These people that you're bringing in are mirroring you with where you're at now. Some of you guys haven't inherited new friends, new partners. Forget, like, some of you guys have been single for a while, but some of you, regardless if you're in relationships or not, there's this sense of you haven't had new and fresh energy with regards to people, right? So I feel like this new, fresh energy coming in, and I feel like what these people are is a reflection of who you are now. And some of you might have thought that this healing process would end and that you would just stop healing. And I just feel like these people are going to trigger some of you guys into heart chakra awakenings. Some of you guys right now are in dark nights and are having these massive heart chakra awakenings alone, and are feeling very lonely, very depressed. I want you to understand, like, you going into the pits of yourself, the way I feel like you're being prompted to, like going into the pits of yourself to reclaim your emotional availability. It's for whatever is coming. All right. So yeah, that's the downloads I'm coming into Sagittarius's reading with. Whether these manifestations are about to come and you're feeling triggered. Okay. You're just where you're going mentally and emotionally. You're just feeling triggered. Certain synchronistic experiences with people and stuff is triggering you. So some of you guys feel like you're vibrating low, and that because of your assumptions of if you vibrate low, you can't manifest. It's not about vibrating low or high. It's about how aware you are about what you're doing and what you invest yourself in and what it is you truly want and want to align yourself for. And I feel like some of you guys are vibing low and you're being triggered, and you are going to manifest the reasons why you're being triggered in certain ways that you might have felt like, well, I already did this work already. Well, these new people that you're bringing into your life, or this new partner that's already there, is actually making you aware of healing that you weren't so privy to. I personally believe, Sagittarius, you guys are the healers of the zodiac, or at least the way I look at it. I've always known a lot of Sagittariuses, okay? They're very empathic and stuff like that too. I just feel like you guys have done a lot of internal healing, but weren't aware of how much healing you were going to get from other people. So it's not the codependent, I am going to seek outside of myself. It's actually, I'm independent and I've learned how to heal myself. Therefore, you can positively impact a relationship and heal other people. But there's this sense of the people coming into your life are going to trigger things you didn't know needed to be healed. Some of these people are actually coming into your life not just to trigger the healing, but to help actually heal what it is they're triggering. And it's going to be a matter of you being open to them, because you might be programmed to think, well, if somebody doesn't make me feel good, then they're bad for me. When I feel like somebody is triggering you so that they can have access to these parts of you that they are feeling divinely guided to heal, which is where we're going from independent coexistence, where we're going from independent to independent coexistence, sorry. Okay, so this is now trusting that you have ascended to a point where you can manifest people that have the level of, they're awakened like you, but in their unique ways. So they actually offer to your healing and development process instead of just being a reflection of what needs to be healed and developed. Right? So yeah, just be prepared, guys. And I just feel like for some of you that are in new relationships and you feel like you're struggling because a part of you wants to drop it and then another part of you doesn't, if you're in your new timeline, it's the triggers that are making you want to drop the person. It's not the actual person and any red flags associated with them. It's the reflection, what they're reflecting back to you. So they're awakened. So if they ask you if you're okay and you say you're not, they're going to trigger you by saying, I know you're not. Or they're so set in their truth and are emotionally available to themselves that they're not going to allow for any kind of passive aggression or shutting down. I feel like Sagittarius, some of you guys are manifesting people into your life that are going to that are going to mirror you in a way that you've never been mirrored by somebody before. Because I think that before it was always this mirroring of all this like low vibrational shit, the karmic cycle, pathology, what needs to be healed. And now you're looking at somebody and you're like, they can do what I can do. Or they're doing to me what I'm accustomed to doing to everyone on my old timeline. Reading your ass for filth. Knowing what it is that you feel without you needing to express it. Why? Because they're empathically connected and they're available to feel what it is that you're feeling. Why? Because they make themselves available to them. So for some of you, you're going to be triggered in new relationships because these people are identifying patterns. So there's this karmic patterning with regards to behavior that I've been tapping into that a lot of people are going to be triggered with. So the divine is putting a lot of pressure collective on us it's like to look at things that we didn't even look at because we're so used to doing them. And they're karmic. It's karmic behavioral patterning, meaning your mind doesn't know why you still want to do it or why you think this is still a good idea, even if you know that this is something you shouldn't do anymore. You feel that you don't want to do this anymore, but you still do it. Why? Because there's a pattern. And some of us collective have been concreted in a pattern with regards to behavior. And I feel like in your own journeys, you're going to be triggered with that. These patterns, you're bringing these new people into your life and they're identifying unhealthy patterns in you that you're going, whoa, excuse me. And that's where you're going to feel like, oh, don't be defensive, because you don't want people to be defensive to you when you are out of love, showing them something, and out of compassion, reflecting a truth back to them. And collective, I feel that. I feel like you guys are going to be triggered by these new people. All right. But let's get into prayer and get into it. Guys, you can timestamp. You guys know how this works. I'm just going with the flow because sometimes if I force myself to try to get the intro out, it really interrupts because I meditate, I pray prior to getting on. So I just wanted to get out those initial downloaded messages to you guys before we get into prayer and get into your spread. But before we even do that, I do want to let you guys know, first and foremost, I want to apologize to those I wasn't able to respond back to with regards to the personal readings. I really tried my best. I appreciate the outpour of you guys even coming to me, seeking my time and feeling like you can have camaraderie, like I'll understand and help you. That means a lot to me. But I have been divinely guided to go within so that I can transform myself along with the collective that I'm a part of. Okay, so that I don't get left behind from Angel Gang. So that you guys all don't leave me behind. Okay, so I will be back in September, Lord willing, by the grace of God. I will be back in September doing the personal readings again. By this point, the buildup energy of July collectively and then whatever's to transpire in August would have happened. A lot of you guys will have revealed these triggers, manifested these new relationships, and are going to want one-on-one help with that. And then also to support the massive collective transformation that's going to happen in October and November of 2020. I keep getting that, guys. And as soon as the new timeline energy came in, I was getting triggers and all these dynamics and new opportunities and shit, like stuff that we'll have fun reading into, but collectively, like that's why I said I need to go live to talk about how the first energies I was able to get into collectively on the new timeline was death and justice, which is Libra and Scorpio energy. That's October, November. That's not a long ways away. All right, so let's get into prayer, guys. Let's get into it. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm not doing personal readings right now, but if you want to check me out on Patreon, I'm still doing the daily and weekly readings, but guys, it's a different vibe there. Like, I'm in your home, you're in mine. We're talking dark nights. We're fucking... So if you don't vibe with me as a person and you resonate with parts of this reading, don't go over to the Patreon. Just check out other readings, regardless of the horoscope sign. Just look for the titles that resonate with you. Because guys, Angel Gang, every sign, all the videos, they're all yours. So throughout the course of the month, that's a lot of content. That's 2 readings a week. You know what I mean? 3 readings a week or whatever. So, but they're all yours, regardless of the horoscope sign. Because for the newbies, I always tell you guys, I'm all the signs. I'm whatever sign that we're in. Yes, my sun sign is Cancer. So I'm having, and it's funny because this Cancerian energy has me mothering myself and nurturing in myself in a way that kind of feels uncomfortable, like because I'm very good at doing that to other people, but it's like stepping into that, going from the Queen of Cups to the King of Cups, where you have that intelligence to know that you project the healing, you offer the healing out in the world that people need, that you essentially are craving and yearning for. So that's why I'm cutting off the personal readings just for this time to nurture, love myself, because trust and believe. When I do come back with these personal readings, this time is going to really benefit me, and the divine said it will benefit your work as well, so that you can continue to support, you know, your tribe, your family, your friends here, you know? So yeah. All right, Saggy, let's get into prayer. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now in particular, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective sign of Sagittarius, all the messages that are in their greatest good, surrounding their material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me, the collective, all the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you, so glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. Some of you guys are feeling nature-y. That's this Cancerian. Cancerian energy is like mother energy, but think of mother as in universal. Mother Earth. You guys might be pulled into nature because Cancer energy is trying to nurture you and restore you in a way that you might not understand, that nature restores, love, and gives to you when you go out in its element and really just consume yourself with it, right? I spent June literally every day at a new fucking park, cruising around, finding new parks. Like, I needed to be outside and in nature, and it was very restorative. But there was this massive sense of like compassion. Like, the fucking birds were coming over to me, like, they're like, look how pathetic you look, like, here they're giving me love and shit like that. I also feel like some of you guys are looking to nature you feel like nature is giving you all of this information. Like, some of you are like, why are the birds coming close to me? Or why am I staring at that? Or why am I all this stuff? They're trying to communicate with you. When we ascend and we develop and we grow, that will get you more consciously aware about the ecosystem. Remember, we talked about like being a part of the ecosystem instead of in opposition of it, which is what the matrix tries to program us to do. So I just feel like you guys are pulling yourself off of the matrix and are now becoming more in tune with the ecosystem, and which is nature, and the ecosystem gives to you, right? The universe provides us everything we need. That's what nature teaches us, right? That the universe will provide anything you need. Look at the wild, right? But it's providing you information. Some of you guys are asking for confirmation, asking for answers, asking for some kind of validation, and you're getting it from nature. But some of you aren't spending maybe enough time in nature. Yeah, some of you guys aren't spending enough time in nature. It's the Seven of Swords. We'll get into this energy, but I'll be honest, I was getting like this dark den area. Some of you guys are spending too much time inside because some of you are feeling depressed. Some of you are feeling really emotionally, energetically depleted because of whatever you've been dealing with over the past couple of months with regards to wrapping up your cycle, right? And you're going in, you're going in, but you're not getting enough from your environment. So this could even just be putting plants, feng shui, allowing your space to give you more. Or an easy way is going out in nature for a couple of hours. Yo, go get your sandwich, go sit out there for a bit. Go smoke a joint, go chill out, call a couple friends for a coffee. There's something about you needing to get more outside time, because I feel like devil energy is trying to get you to not receive what it is the universe is trying to give you organically through nature. And it's not just fresh air and sun, which some of you guys need because you've been in hermit mode, dark night, up in there, right? Bags under your eyes, the room stinks, open a window. I feel like it's information. It's also clarity. Like, some of you guys might go for a hard medi out in nature, go on the nod for a bit, daydream, and come out with epiphanies. Okay, so yeah, allowing the environment to provide you what it is that you need. Some of you guys aren't utilizing your spare time properly. So some of you guys are feeling really depressed, and some of you feel like work is too hard. And yeah, you feel burdened. And I'll be honest, I'm getting the impression it's because you're not utilizing your personal time right. So like this could be like you work like a dog, you run around, you're on road, you know, you work really hard for your job, but then when you have leisure time, you just sit inside, okay, watch TV. Like there's this very low vibration that comes in when you're alone or when you're not being occupied. So this is needing to find more higher vibrational leisure activities. I'm serious. I feel like some of you guys don't utilize your personal time properly or have just been in this depressive state and are needing to bring light into that state literally by going outside into the light. I feel like some of you guys have been inside, cooped up. I feel like some of you guys wrapped up a cycle and have been in this Bordeaux. So the Bordeaux is between the death and the rebirth. So think about like a pregnancy. You cultivate in the womb before being born. You're in the vagina, almost dying, can't breathe. It's dark. That's the Bordeaux in between. Okay. That might not be the greatest expression. Example, but that's the one I get sometimes. It's like, think of when you were born. The first traumatic experience I think was trying to rip out of my mom's crotch, like as she's like trying to push me out. Like you're suffocating, your head's caving in. Some of you guys feel like that. You're suffocating, your head's caving in, and it's because you are being pushed into a new life. You are about to be born. So your head is having to crack open so that you can receive all the information about this new life that you are about to be pushed out into. I also am getting this like thrusting energy. Some of you guys might feel recluse because some of you might feel like you were forced into a transformation that you knew you had to do, but you were not ready for. So it's funny, there's this sense of like a consciousness. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do this. And then the divine make it happen. And you're like, I wasn't ready. I feel like some of you guys feel vulnerable, like you want to be alone, or that you're coming out of this energy forcefully. Or maybe some of you are waiting to come out of it forcefully. You might be waiting for a long time. I don't know. Let's just keep going. Because the Seven of Swords, now just looking at the classic meaning of the Seven of Swords, I want to see what's going on because, somebody feels I'm hurt. I hear burden about what they took. Somebody could be receiving karma, meaning they stole or took advantage of something that is literally being stolen or taken advantage of from them. For somebody here, this is somebody who stole something or did something and they didn't get caught. And they thought that because they didn't get caught, that it wouldn't burden them. Somebody is learning about divine justice, like the divine legal system, not this third fucked up dimensional one, right? That has us all on fucking tiptoes, hoping that we don't get locked the fuck up, okay? I'm talking about like divine justice. So somebody did some unlawful shit, and this is not Five of Swords, like, oh, somebody hurt me. This is doing something when nobody did anything to them. This is somebody who walks around with a certain level of entitlement at the cost of, doesn't give a fuck. Somebody, I feel like there's a darker, lower vibrational energy that is awakening because of the burden that they bear for all of the fucked up things they did that they didn't get caught for. If this is making sense. Somebody isn't saying sorry because they got caught. Somebody is saying sorry because they are being tortured and burdened with their indiscretions, the shit they've done. This is massive though, because I was getting that there are some very low, dark vibrational beings that were going to go to the light and very high light vibrational beings going to the dark. I'll be very honest. These beings had an imbalance. So this is somebody who had an imbalance, didn't live enough of their light out throughout the course of their life. That is getting brought by the divine over to the light in order to balance out. So it's forcefully, it's almost like, imagine being sleeping with the window, like the drapes closed and somebody walking in and bursting the windows open and the light, and you're going like this. Somebody I feel like is being thrusted into the light. And it's funny because it's not anything external. It is the weight. Why can't I sleep? Why can't I eat? Somebody could even be having health problems that can't be diagnosed by the doctor. I feel like somebody is going to hear some things. There's some kind of information that somebody gets that what is causing them problems is actually these things. It's an internal toxicity that is corroding somebody from the inside out, essentially. So for some of you guys, some of you might be shocked at who comes to you and apologizes, or who comes to you and how. I don't know. Because I don't even know if this person's going to come to you, to be honest. Because I feel like this person, I'm hearing a tour, an apology tour. For some of you, you're on somebody's apology tour. They're going around apologizing to people they fucked out over, and you're one of them. For some of you, you feel like you're going back into the past and revisiting people that you might not want to be in relation with, but that you want to clear the air with or drop this burden. Okay, for some of you, you're going to bump into somebody that you had a conflict with, or that you felt you had a bit of a burden with regards to how you handled them, dealt with them, or whatever, and you're going to see them out and about, and you have an opportunity, because I don't feel like this person sees you. I think that you see them, and it's the divine giving you an opportunity to drop this burden. So some of you are going to go over to them and say, hey, how are you? And they might look at you funny, or maybe be a bit reserved, or maybe just be like, what the fuck do you want? And you have an opportunity to drop this burden. Just know it doesn't matter how they receive you. Because for a lot of you, you're going to say your piece, get back into your vehicle, and skedaddle. For some of you, it's going to bring in a reconciliation for some. Because with the 10 and the 0, that's a brand new beginning, dropping a burden and starting from scratch. So for some of you, you could be reconciling with people that you haven't seen in a very, very, very long time, which brings in naturally this fool energy, because you just don't know anything going on with somebody. It's like meeting a new person, except for you have a reference, like, oh, we went to school, elementary, or, oh, I worked with this person like 20 years ago, or, oh, we used to play on this same, whatever. Okay? So that's great. What else do we have for Saggy? My beautiful Sagittarius is the 3 of Wands. These are preparations. It speaks of alignment. That's what I saw, the 9 of Swords. You guys were stressed about something. Some of you guys are stressed about what you think or what you were told is coming towards you, or what, just timing wise. I'm hearing like time is ticking. Some of you guys have a deadline and you're just stressed because I feel like you don't feel prepared for whatever the deadline is. For others of you, this is, you got word that somebody is making their way to you, or somebody's going to come see you, or like see you in the sense of like, I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing. Somebody is stressed about what is coming towards them. It could be a deadline. It could be an opportunity that somebody doesn't feel prepared for. I feel like this is also there's somebody here who is enlightened. Because I'll be honest, like most high vibrational dark beings are very intelligent and spiritual. This is somebody who knows about karma, but they have been living the dark essence of life, but are awakened enough to know. So somebody could be anticipating, okay, there is somebody who has done things that they aren't very proud of in their life. And somebody is stressed about the karma that they, within their ancient soul, knows typically comes in with this low vibrational behavior. Why? Because they've lived in other lifetimes like this before. What they're not remembering is that they came in this lifetime to do it differently. So I just see that there is a very low vibrational being that chooses a lighter path because of the mercy that the Creator has on them. So what I see here is that somebody, the divine, brought the ships of karma close enough for somebody to see, in order to give them an opportunity to align themselves to a better fate. I feel like somebody's going to be shocked. They're going to reconcile with God because of the mercy that God bestows on somebody that we probably wouldn't bestow that kind of mercy on. That's why it's not in our hands. Just saying. That's why when people do you wrong, collective, you give it to God. Go to God and be like, they fucking did me dirty, and I'm fucking pissed, and they did this, and they did this, and it doesn't mean just absorb it. Get it out, but give it to the creator in the sense of, you know, your creator will handle it, because it looks like your creator does handle it, but handles it in a beautiful way of compassion, which gets what the creator and the divine always wanted to begin with, this person to pick God again. Somebody wasn't picking God. They were living in the shadows. And how the fuck could we convince such a low vibrational being to pick God if we were telling this person God is going to keep punishing you for all the fucked up things you did? I don't believe God rules with fear. I believe God, the divine, rules with compassion. But I'll be very honest. And I'm saying it this way because I know this person understands what the divine's doing and is going to change their way, because they know those ships could have come straight to them, but they were divinely stopped just close enough for this person to see what will come to them if they keep carrying on with this. But I'll tell you right now, if this person doesn't take heed and takes advantage of this blessing, those ships are coming right for this person's head top. Okay, let's go into clarification, guys. 5 cards out for the tarot. I'm not doing a 9-card spread because I literally got like 9 decks in front of me, so let's just keep going, okay? I want to pull a couple of Lenormand, and then we've got time. This is Sagittarius energy. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. And then a 4 and a 6 equals a 10, which is the number of the Wheel of Fortune. But this is the 3 of Pentacles, so the building blocks, the contract of the new timeline. I feel a lot of negotiations energy. Some of you guys are negotiating the new timeline with new relationship partners, business. Because for some of you, you're actually rejigging a business partnership. You're not tearing down the business. You're just stopping doing it the way you were before. So with regards to work, career, business partnerships, I'm not so much tapping into this ending of a business or like literally like dissolving. It's more of like this karmic change, the end of how we did it before. And with this broken down to a 6 and the 4, this is needing to let go in order to receive. The 4 speaks of not being open to giving and receiving, and the 6 speaks of receiving should we be open to. This is receiving the new timeline, but this is also speaking about what you're willing to give and put into it. So it's the 3 of Pentacles, it's the contract. Some of you guys are in really heavy negotiations, regardless. This could be anything from a job contract to a tenant, landlord, I don't care. This is you karmically coming out of abandoning what it is you need to negotiate in this contract for it to be best for you, because you're just afraid of losing an opportunity altogether. Like this, oh, I'm just grateful that these people want to work with me or offer me this job, or that I found a place that I'm not going to negotiate this contract. So it's a poverty consciousness that gets somebody not to position and align themselves for what it is they truly want. So again, making those stipulations only for you to make this move, get this new opportunity, but it's the way you always wanted it to be without having to sacrifice anything, right? Because you were too afraid to ask, because you just thought, well, then they won't want me, or then I won't get it. Who said? And why would you want the opportunity if it didn't have everything you want anyways? Because that's the old karmic cycle of how you did things as a karmic. Committing to things even though they didn't have everything it is that you wanted, or committing to things even though you know it doesn't fulfill you or honor you completely. So again, it's that part of yourself that you sacrifice and abandon. Okay, now we got number 22, the Crossroads, and number 18, that's the dog, the card of loyalty, the 10 of Cups. So I see a lot of you actually moving forward into your new timeline. But again, like I feel like this is where some of you guys get fucked up, because the new timeline is what it is you're manifesting. 10 of Cups, loyalty, stability, reflection of you and where you're at now. But what you guys fail to understand is all of the, there's a lot. The kinks. some of you guys don't realize whether it's the behavioral patterning, karmic patterning, like behaviors that you do, or it's you didn't realize how much you were still burdened. Like, because some of you guys are going to become available, like internally drop this burden to then externally drop this burden, or for some of you, it is the other way around. Like, I feel like you're going to manifest these relationships that trigger this burden that you swore you didn't have. I'm good, I'm fine. You're not, clearly, because there's this, and this that's getting reflected back to you, right? So I just feel like this is where I feel like some of you guys are going in the next couple of months, are going to be looking for support in readings, like validation that these triggers are there and that it is still your new timeline and that you are still going on the new path. Using discernment between triggers and red flags, guys, there's a massive difference. Even if triggers cause red flags, because your triggers are going to cause red flags for this person, right? It's up to you to communicate that you are triggered so that they understand that this isn't a flag of some past bullshit I'm used to. This is just somebody who is being triggered, and whatever these issues are being brought up to the surface to let them go. I think you guys are going to be, you guys swore. It's just funny. It's cute. I'm just teasing you at this point. Anyways, let's do the Dance of Death Oracle. This deck is pretty fucking intense. I love it though. So this deck, the Dance of Death Oracle, only has, I don't know where the box is. I probably lost it at a park somewhere. It's rummaging around my car. But the Dance of Death Oracle only has the aces in the tarot. It doesn't have the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, and the 6s. It only has the 8s from 7 to 10, and then all the court cards. And then each card has its own marking, like its own name and individual meaning, which is why I had to study the deck, okay? Shout out to Eugene Beninsky. Whoa, the blind man. This is the energy I was tapping into before, like the 7 of Swords energy. Like this darkness. Some of you guys are in a pit. You're in a dark night. You got yourself into a situation, because the blind man speaks of getting yourself into a situation and then having, and this is the 9 of Swords again, which is right here. This is somebody who got themselves into a situation and is stressed because of their fears, of their inability to be able to get themselves out of the ditch. So you go in the blind man, but you come out fucking... you can see, or at least you come up with the walking stick. Like it just seems so, okay, this is it. So you see how death took the blind man's walking stick and cut off this dog? So there was some kind of codependency, okay? So death purposely took somebody's guide away in order for them to get into this ditch. And I personally believe death is trying to teach this man that he can actually see better than he was acting like he could with all of this help. So this is death forcing somebody into a ditch in order to realize how independent they really are, which is why there's this sense of feeling really alone. It was on purpose. This is also somebody who is going to step into somebody. I'm also getting that somebody is like, I feel like you're looking at this person. Some of you guys warned somebody not to go down this way. They would drop into a ditch. Some of you guys helped somebody get out of this ditch before, and they're in the ditch again, and you are karmically coming out of the pattern where you help them get out of something that they've never helped get you out of. Because when you're in a ditch, you've learned karmically how to get yourself out of it to be less codependent, only to run back and try to help whoever else is in a ditch. I'm also getting the energy of you trying to help somebody in a ditch, only for them to pull you in, step on your back, and hop out of the ditch, and now you're wondering how to get out of it. So be very careful with regards to burdening yourself. So helping people, thinking you're helping people, and you're not, because all you're doing is putting yourself between a rock and a hard place, or in a position to need help. What's the point of helping someone? It's like giving somebody money only to go broke and then have to beg somebody else for money too. Instead of creating boundaries to say, I don't have enough. Like I can barely get by, you know? I love Queen of Cups. That's the Cancerian energy that we're in. It's having compassion. Some of you need to have compassion for yourself being in this ditch, knowing that it was divinely guided. With death here, that was on purpose. Like death purposely took the stick and so I'm getting raven energy, and ravens to me speak of necessary evils. Just from my personal experience with them, they speak of necessary evils that might look unnatural, but if you research the bird, are actually quite natural, right? So there is this sense of somebody needing to be compassionate with their self, knowing that the divine, God, this was their destined path. They were always meant to go into this ditch, and they, just as much as they were always meant to prove to themselves how strong and capable they were of coming out of it. And it looks like if you're in this ditch, guys, you need to allow this Cancerian collective energy. Like I said, I incorporate I am whatever sign we are in. Yes, I'm a sun sign, but I'm in this Cancerian energy. And funny enough, the Cancerian energy has me actually pulling back from nurturing people and actually nurturing myself. Loving myself enough to know that I'm strong enough to get myself out of whatever ditches that I drop myself in karmically, right? That I was always meant to drop into. Okay? All right. And then we will clarify with the butterfly oracle. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels. I knew there was a card that wasn't supposed to be in there. It didn't feel right. Okay. Healthcare, change, and relationship epiphanies. I told you guys, go out in nature. There is information that the divine, you have to understand, for the universe to give to you, you need to be in a position to receive in alignment. I'm literally getting alignment for you guys could be going outside. I feel like you need a change of environment in order to get the space and the clarity to get these epiphanies surrounding relationships that you're in, that you've left and you're still confused of or energetically attached to, or the ones you're about to go into. So these epiphanies are more so about you and how you have been in relationships, or epiphanies about why things occurred with other people and how natural it actually was, because you're understanding the ecosystem and the naturalness about the karmic cycle. And now you're getting epiphanies about how available you are actually. Like I see some of you guys being like, I never want to love again and I don't want to date again, to go outside, get a bit of nurture and get a little bit of time with the divine to download. All of a sudden you're hitting the town and you're back on the fucking dating sites and you want to, whether you're on I'm not a dating site type girl. I'm old school like that, man. I don't even buy things online unless it was a pandemic. And even then I wasn't comfortable. I'm like, do you do curbside pickup? All right. I feel like we have to read these both. It's number 27. No. It's 17. It's 17. 17 also is the card of the star in the tarot, which is that deep level healing. So if you're in the pits of yourself, okay, like if you've dropped into the pits of yourself, light the pit up so you can see why the fuck the divine would have brought you down there to begin with, and also how to get out. Who said there isn't a little stool or a little stairs or a little, something? But if you ain't shining your light down there, you ain't gonna see a way out. If you don't have compassion for yourself, you're not gonna see enough strength to get yourself out. Okay, number 17. Comfort and compassion, also spelt Hanal. He champions the innocent and virtuous. He is often listed as one of the 7 archangels and associated with the planet Venus in occult lore. As a result, this card corresponds with the Kabbalistic Sephora Nezak on the tree of life. This means that the card brings a natural cycle into your life, and justice or balance is brought to a complicated situation. It is a card of calling it quits, peacemaking, and burying the hatchet. Moving on from a troublesome situation is the challenge, and the lesson is regret is of no use in the future. So that's what I mean for somebody here. This is the divine trying to get somebody not to regret what it is that they've done. Because they needed to go through that, but it's not wallowing in the regret. Somebody sees that they can't redeem, feels they can't redeem themselves. Some of you guys feel like you can't redeem yourself for some of the things that you've done. You need to see where that behavior stemmed from, the behavioral patterns you got from your karmic cycle and the damage that cycle did to you. Okay? But you're stronger now because of it, which is why you agreed to go down that fucking thing. Anyways, self-employment, King of Wands, and the Painter. Some of you guys took a leap of faith into self-employment, are going to get your first client, your first payment. Some of you are going to be shocked at how much somebody is willing to pay for your services, for your art, for your craft, your skill, whatever. Okay? And yeah, that's your spread, my beautiful Aquarius. The star energy, Aquarius energy has been coming in. Some of you guys are dealing with an Aquarius. Some of you guys are ascending your shadow to a place of light that it's never been. Some of you guys are doing deep level healing. Some of you guys have beautiful wish fulfillments coming in. Either way, I love you, okay? Please like, share, subscribe, communicate, leave your comments about what it is you are going through, especially if you're feeling like you're in this ditch, only to look in the comments and see that you're not alone. All right? And until the next time I see you, keep letting your inner angels live. Mwah. Ciao.